Welcome to Save Your Sanity, help for handling hijackals, those difficult, toxic, and often disturbing people in your life. I'm Dr. Roberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor, and I'm here for you. You'll get the insight, skills, strategies, and support to stop tolerating verbal and emotional abuse, whether it's happening now or it happened to you in the past, maybe by a parent, partner, ex, relative, or even a coworker. Time to take life back, to recover and to rediscover you, your values, dreams, desires, and realize them in healthy ways in healthy relationships. I'm so glad you're here. Hello and welcome to Save Your Sanity. In this episode, we're going to talk about something about you as opposed to talking about your other person that you're thinking of, that partner or ex or whomever. And we're going to talk about jealousy, because jealousy is insidious. It does destroy relationships. We all know that it has an effect on them. But I want to really shine some light on that today in how jealousy may be kind of low-key killing your relationship and hurting you in the process. So I'm Dr. Roberta Shaler, as you know, and I am really interested in helping you see clearly the relationship you're in, your contribution to it, and what seems to be happening on the other side. If you happen to be in a relationship with a person I call a hijackal, that would be a person who has patterns, traits, and cycles of narcissism or sociopathy or any kind of antisocial behavior or anything that is passive-aggressive and tearing and wearing at your relationship. These are the things that I want you to really understand and know how to watch for. So today I'm going to talk about how to know if your jealousy is low-key killing your relationship. And I mean that because it's eating at it all the time. That's what I mean by low-key. It's eating at it in little bits, and it wanes, and then all of a sudden it shows up, and then you're more jealous or less jealous or always a little bit jealous or sometimes for a short while never jealous. But jealousy, it's a big relationship issue, and it can cause major relationship problems really easily. And we all have that picture of jealousy as a green, fire-breathing monster lying in wait to devour relationships, right? But is it just waiting for an opportunity to put an end to your relationship? Now, if you're not the jealous one and your partner is, just reverse what I say and think about it in that way. But I'm going to talk about it within you first so that you can identify what's going on within you, and then you can see it in the other human more easily. Because jealousy is something that is within you. It has nothing to do with your partner. No matter what your partner does, you still decide to feel jealous. And you will, unless you track it down and dissect it and reduce it to a speck of its former power within you. Because you waste a lot of energy being jealous, and you may or may not have a reason to be jealous. You may have been badly hurt when you were young, and you're just afraid you're going to be hurt again, so you're hyper-vigilant. But those are protective things. There's nothing wrong with them, but jealousy is not the only response to them. So today I just want to talk about the jealousy response. When you're jealous, you become suspicious. You give things meaning that those things may or may not have, because you color them with your deepest and darkest thoughts, your worst possible scenario self-talk, and you go down those rabbit holes. And that really hurts you, and it destroys the possibility for the relationship to go anywhere better. And you know that hijackals are all jealous because you're their supply, and they don't want anything to happen to their supply. So they're very, very jealous. But I'm talking about you again today. So when you're jealous, you're suspicious. And you tend to be accusatory. You tend to blame people before you even have explored what may be going on. You've got a preconceived idea that, they're doing something I don't like, and maybe with people I don't like, or maybe somebody else is taking their time or energy or interest, and so you become accusatory. And jealousy is smothering. Like, if there's somebody always deciding that everything that you do is somehow taking away from them so they're jealous, you're just smothering the other person. They don't have a hope. And then, of course, going along with the accusation of the blaming. You blame people for doing things that they may or may not be doing. And yes, of course, sometimes they are doing them. And you do have to have those conversations. But I'm talking about what it's doing within you. If you're always blaming somebody, you're always in the dark side. You're always on the downside. You're always looking for what's wrong, never looking for what's right. And then you might take it a step further and shame people. Shaming people blaming tells them they made a mistake, but shaming them tells them they are a mistake, that they're not worth taking up space and drawing breath. And you don't want to do that to any human. You don't want to do it to yourself. Don't do it to anybody else. And jealousy turns you into somebody who's manipulative, because you start trying to figure things out and going through back doors and asking backhanded questions. And so you become manipulative yourself. And of course, all the while you're living in fear. So what a terrible way to live. Always looking over your shoulder, always concerned, always afraid, always wondering, never at peace, never seeing the upside, never experiencing the joy, never feeling the love because you're always afraid you're going to lose it. So that last one is really big. Jealous people are fearful. Now, if you're thinking about a hijackal, it's true of them too. They're afraid of losing anything that they hope to have control over. But jealous people are afraid of being betrayed, and they're afraid of making a mistake, not being the one in the know. They don't want to be left. They don't want to be lost. They don't want to be abandoned. And they don't want to be wrong. Is that you? Maybe you were raised by a hijackal. That'll do that to you. And then maybe as a result of being raised by a hijackal, you attracted one into your life. That's not great either. Now you've got the double whammy. So this is a very important broadcast for you to be listening to, because whether the topic is about you and your jealousy, it applies equally to someone else and their jealousy. It's the inside scoop. So you're afraid of being betrayed or making a mistake or being wrong or left or abandoned. And it's all about that. And the other poor partner has nothing to do with it at all, because it's all about your fears. Now, what they are doing or not doing is not the question at the moment. It's, what are you doing being so jealous? What are you doing being so hypervigilant about something that may be going wrong? Not a great way to live. Now, just in case you're about to go off the deep end and yell at me or yell at the podcast, but she or he cheated, that situation is not about jealousy. That's about actual behavior that took place. That now needs attention and relationship help. That is not about jealousy. That's real. That happened. Those are facts. You have to deal with those. Because jealousy is not about something that really happened. It's more a fear that something could happen or could be happening. And it worms its way up from within you, looking suspiciously at your partner over your shoulder at all times. Because as I said earlier, jealousy is an inside job. Does that ring true for you in any way? I mean, are you super jealous? Are you a little bit jealous and you don't want to say that you're jealous? Well, today would be a good day to admit that you are, because then you can do something about it. When you can admit something, then you can bring about some change. Because if you're a jealous person, it's your insecurities tying you up in knots and spitting them out at your partner. Again, it hasn't got anything to do with your partner. You know, Dr. Phil says something, and I think he's right when he said, jealousy is a poorly disguised need for power and control. Now, we all know that hijackals use it. But I'm wondering, do you use it? And I hope you're wondering that too. And I hope you don't quickly say, oh, of course not. I hope you listen. Hope you dig in a little bit and see, is it possible that I've got jealousy happening? Because I can change me. I may not be able to do anything about the other person, but I can change me. So here are some couple of telling questions to help you come to terms with jealousy. Do you need to know where your partner is at every minute? Well, if you do, there's just no trust involved, is there? So that's going to promote your concern that wherever your partner is, they're doing something that leaves you out, that you're not included in. Or maybe that they're doing it with somebody else, and your great fear is that they like that someone else better. And so you start making up stories in your head and feeling badly and getting more and more angry, and you're doing it completely to yourself. Or do you suspect the worst when your partner is out of your sight? Okay, even when your partner goes to work, are you thinking, what's he or she doing on the breaks? Who is he or she working with? What kind of flirtations are going on? What's the potential that something could happen? What if they don't come home at exactly the right moment? What did they do at lunch? I mean, all those questions. Honestly, if you're having those thoughts about your partner, you got way too much time on your hands. You need to get your life to be more interesting. You need to have a full, rich life. You're spending far too much time living somebody else's life. Or do you think that every person your partner meets is out to seduce them? I mean, have you gone that far that you honestly think that every person who looks at your partner is a potential for an affair? Well, I hope not. But if your partner is a hijackal, they see everybody as a potential because they're potential supply. Now, again, we're talking about you today, but you can see how these things fit together. So if you need to know where your partner is at every moment, and you suspect the worst when your partner is out of sight, and you think every person your partner meets is out to seduce them, you've got a problem, because those things are not true. And those are deep, dark fears that you've had from other relationships or even from your family relationships, and you need to get some help to work with those. You know, I'm always available to help you. Go to forrelationshiphelp.com, F-O-R relationship, H-E-L-P.com. We can talk. I have a 1-hour initial new client opportunity for only $97. We can figure stuff out. But it's really important, if these things are going on within you and this is the way you're approaching your relationship, you're going to be sadly disappointed because you'll never get the love that you're longing for. You'll never feel the safety and trust and respect that you wish you could, because you've already got one eye open looking for trouble all the time, potential trouble. You want to be ahead of the trouble. That's no way to live. That's too hard to have a relationship like that. And jealousy will drive your partner away. And even if your partner has never, ever strayed in thought or word or deed, your suspicious behavior may drive them to do it. I've had many clients who said, I'm not proud of it, but he or she was always telling me that I was probably having an affair and that I was always doing something behind their back, and they accused and they accused and they accused. So I finally went out and did it. I thought I might as well do it because I'm being accused of it anyway. Wrong response. Wrong response. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You've heard that all the time. And now you're saying that somebody else's behavior drove you to do what you fear the most they're doing. That's crazy making. Don't be doing that. And if your partner is being accused of cheating all the time, they might take that as you telling them to go ahead. Go ahead and do it. After all, like I said earlier, it won't make any difference if they did or they didn't, because jealousy would still be there. And if your partner uses suspicious nature that they have as a reason to cheat, both of you need help. But we'll talk about that another day. So are you seeing how your jealousy can be you damaging you damaging your relationships, regardless of who the other person is, regardless of what they do or they think or they say? You're making it all up within you and then pasting it on another person. You don't have any evidence in reality that it's true. You don't have any facts. When you do have facts, it's not jealousy, it's cheating. You can talk about it straight up. But sitting in jealousy is you corroding yourself from the inside out and deciding to do that. And sometimes people are as jealous of their partners as they were of other children taking away their mother's attention. It's old stuff, and it needs to be addressed. You need help to address that. That's a clue. Maybe you didn't get the attention you wanted before, and now you feel that nobody could possibly love you enough to be faithful. You see how that's connected to some early childhood neglect? And you want to fix that, and you can fix that. And I hope you will fix that. Get some help. You know, you don't think twice about going to a dentist or going to an attorney or going to a hairdresser when you have a problem with your hair or the law or your teeth. So don't think twice about getting some relationship help. You just go to an expert who knows more about things than you do, because that's what they work in all day, and you get them to do those things so you can go on doing what you do best. And if a whole lot of information and time and energy on your part is being spent being jealous or concerned or hypervigilant about your relationship, it's not available for you to live your best life. So it's in your best interest to get that help and move on. Now, when we're talking about jealousy, it's a feeling. It's a feeling that you have. I feel jealous, right? And feelings are not facts. It's a feeling. You're entitled to your feeling, but you must have evidence to examine in reality that your feelings have a basis in reality, that they are in fact facts. Because jealous people can't usually find that evidence. They're concerned all the time with the what ifs and maybes and am I missing something, but they have no evidence. It's old stuff, and it hurts. It's hard. And it's you hurting yourself if you're jealous. And I hope that you will see that today and say, I'm not going to go on hurting myself. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Jealous people are people who are hurting. And they both hurt other people, but more than anything, they're hurting themselves. And if you can get in touch with that right now, this would be a big day for you. Because it's probably old stuff. If your partner has never given you a reason to be jealous, then this must be something you brought into the relationship. Maybe you've been terribly hurt. Maybe you did have childhood neglect. Maybe you've never been validated. And you're scared. You're scared all the time. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to abandon me. Somebody's going to leave me. Somebody's going to show me that I'm not lovable. I understand that completely. You come by it organically. But if you recognize today that it's happening, let's talk. You need some help. You don't want to live like that. You don't want to get stuck there. You don't want to throw your energy good after bad, after bad, after bad, after bad. It's too much. And you'll make yourself ill. And you'll live in chronic stress and anxiety. And that will hurt your immune system. And this is all not good. Do you get it? I know you do. So if you're jealous and you're recognizing things today, make a promise to yourself to get some help. Go to FOR relationshiphelp, HELP.com, and then go /join, and let's talk really soon. Get on my calendar. Your friends and relatives can't help you with this because you need to uncover the causes, and you need them to be able to lay to rest once and for all. It's not easy, but it can happen. And I want you to know that it can happen for you, and that you can be relieved of this suspicious nature, of this fear, this innate fear that someone is going to leave you. I had a client once who started her first session with, "I'm so jealous. I know it'll ruin my relationship. I can't stop. Please help." And we talked. She was really in pain, and her partner was threatening to leave for the last time. And she didn't want that, and she recognized it was her jealousy that was pushing him away. She recognized that she was always accusing him of things that he had never done. And she was willing to change, to keep her jealousy from ruining her relationship. That was really wise. It showed that she valued herself and her relationship. She valued herself enough to say, "I'm hurting myself. I need to stop this behavior. I need to find out where I started this behavior, what need I'm trying to fill, what my fear is, and I need to extinguish this. I need to put it to rest. I need to trust my partner because my partner has not given me any evidence in reality that I have a need to be jealous." So this woman, as I said, was very wise. She just walked in and said, "Help me. I'm going to mess it all up and I don't want to." So you don't have to, because you may be too jealous to really let love in. Is that possible? That you're too jealous to really let love in? And are you letting jealousy cause serious relationship problems for you? Well, that's just unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. And I bet after listening to today's episode, you're beginning to see that it is unnecessary, and it had its beginning somewhere way back. And you don't need that anymore. You don't need to be using that on a daily basis. You don't need to be living from that fear. You can get the relationship help to find out where the jealousy came from, where it's hiding, and why it sneaks its head out to devour your relationship so often. And believe me, it's devouring you too, and it will if you let it. So don't let jealousy ruin your relationship. And don't let jealousy ruin your life. And don't let jealousy ruin your health. You can change your perception. You can change to get into the present moment. So no matter what happened in the past, you can heal that. You can resolve that. You can do whatever is required with it. And then you can move on to live your values and your vision for your life and your beliefs and your purpose or mission or challenge in alignment, happily, without those fears, without living from that deep fear. Now, if you don't feel that now is the time to work with me directly one-on-one, join my membership program. It's called Optimize Circles. Find it at optimizecircles.com. It's very inexpensive. So much there for you. Just go. Have a look. The first month at any level is only $5 right now. So jump in. OptimizeCircles.com. It's completely on my website. So all the conversations, they run just like they do on Facebook, but they're on my website. So nobody on Facebook knows you're over there. You're completely safe. So know that. OptimizeCircles.com. If you're ready to work with me one-on-one, for relationshiphelp.com. If you want to try out being with me, come to my live web stream. My live stream on YouTube every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's called Help for Toxic Relationships. It's there for you. And on my YouTube channel, For Relationship Help, you can see all the last ones. And I'll answer your questions. You put them in the chat. I answer them for you directly right there during the live stream. I've got so much that will help you. And I want to help you. Life is too short to keep on letting the past dictate and ruin the present. I'm here to help you. I'm Dr. Roberta Shaler, and I'm so glad you spent this time with me. If you found value here, come back again. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you prefer to get your podcast. Tell your friends, invite them to come along too, because everybody's hurting a little bit and everybody can use a hand up. Take good care, and I look forward to talking with you next time. I'm so glad you spent this time with me today. I hope you heard something that touched your heart and empowered you to move forward. You can have the life and relationships that you most want, and that begins with you, within you, today. I'm always here for you. Life can get better, and you heard that from me, the Relationship Help Doctor. I'm Roberta Shaler, and I work with clients throughout the world through video conferencing. We can talk. So learn more at forrelationshiphelp.com, forrelationshiphelp.com, or visit me on YouTube at For Relationship Help. Join me for next week's show.